Welcome back, guys, to the North American Star League Season 4 Grand Finals. Hero and Taeja have just asked for a moment as they get all of their equipment plugged in and set up, and that means that you guys get to spend a few minutes with Roddy and me here as we talk about... And yes, this is Dog.
Hero Taeja, again?
Chance, do you have a favorite for this? What are you doing out on the stage?
My favorite Reddit topic so far has been, am I the only one who saw there's a dog on this stage?
Look, he's just going to go give high fives through the audience. Chance is true.
What we do know, Ben, is that Chance is so awesome. He's our official mascot for the people who don't watch NASL all the time. He's been with us ever since we've been in the NASL, since Season 3. And he's a crowd pleaser. He's a crowd favorite, man.
He sure is, man. I think my favorite broadcast of the season was the one where Chance was holding down the analysis desk. Yeah. We had a great game, then we kicked it to Chance to get his thoughts. He had some good ones. If you guys haven't seen it, it's up on our YouTube, youtube.com/NAStarLeague. I think our players are, yes, they are ready. The countdown has begun. We will be jumping into the game very shortly, guys. This is Hero versus Taeja from the North American Star League Season 4 Grand Finals. Our first map, Abyssal City, two-player map.
And that's already interesting, man, because that's a map that we have not seen them play last week. Well, was it last week? 2-3 weeks ago when whenever they faced up in the DreamHack ISO Open 2012 Winter Final. So that's going to switch things up immediately. Ben, why don't you go ahead? And soon we can introduce our lovely players.
Can't wait to do that, Kev. There we can see the versus screen. Hero and Taeja, they've played many times in the past, and I think it was actually Taeja who enjoyed...
I think it's even. But
prior to DreamHack, Taeja enjoyed a slight advantage, but then in DreamHack, Hero was absolutely dominant, dismantling his opponent. Here we can see spawning on the right side of Abyssal City, the red term player, Liquid Taeja. Oh, no.
Yes, he's here.
Who let Abyssal in the building? Spawning over here on the left-hand side of Abyssal City, the blue Protoss, Liquid Hero.
And you know, Ben, I'm excited for this map. As I said, we haven't seen them play on it a couple of weeks ago. It's a very big map. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Taeja go for that triple orbital opening once more. That's something that Terrans love to do, of course. Well, it might actually go Command Center first. I actually think it's going to be a no-gas fast expand. And then he might actually drop one more Command Center. This map is quite big. It is definitely possible to phase off heavy 2-base pressures from Protoss if you decide to go for that very economic triple orbital opening.
Hero's very familiar with Taeja's playstyle. I sat down with him yesterday, I did a short interview, and he said, Taeja, very greedy player. So he knows that Taeja likes to drop command centers left and right. We'll see if that is, in fact, how Taeja chooses to play it. I wonder, after that performance at DreamHack, is that like a big wake-up call? Do you drastically change your playstyle?
I'm not sure. I mean, Taeja pretty much tried a little bit of everything in that series, and there are some moments when the player is just close to unbeatable, and Hero in that moment just carried so much momentum. He played so well. Good probe scout early on by Hero, and he's going to spot that Taeja is going for command center first. I do not think that this is going to trigger anything crazy out of Hero. He did drop one assimilator already, but only has a single probe on it. So Ben, he's even going to delay his cybernetics core. This is something that I like. Why would you get that cybernetics core that early on? By the time that you get a StarCraft on the field, the bunker will already be up on the other side of the map. So I like what Hero's doing over here. He's just going to answer with a very economic opening as well.
Yeah, it's a great read. It's all made possible by that early probe scout. We know there's a lot of Protoss players in the world that just sit back and they don't scout for a long time, sometimes waiting until the Zealot's out. Hero choosing to be more informed, and as a result is able to get a faster Nexus and is going to be able to be much more comparable to his opponent economically.
Now, one of the coolest things, guys, about events like this is that you're able to spend a lot of time with the players. You talk a lot with them behind the scenes and stuff. And yesterday, Greetor was really telling like Hero to do a certain build, and Hero is like, yeah, listening, like he was like quite interested in it, but he wasn't too sure. Then Greetor played a game backstage against the Muslim, and then last night we were just sitting in the lobby with the Muslim, a couple of other guys, just chatting, and then Hero was like, "Hey, the Muslim, NASL caster?" And the Muslim is like, "Greetor?" He's like, "Yeah, his build, is it good?" And the Muslim's like, "Nah, no good." And Hero's like, "Oh." And then I tried to convince Hero to do another strategy, and he thought I was completely crazy, but he said if he's up 2-0, he's going to do it. So I hope, man.
We're keeping our fingers crossed for at least a 2-0 opening so that we can see the Roddy build come out. Would you like to tell everybody about the Roddy build, or are we just going to have to wait?
No, we're going to have to wait. Because Hero might use it later on in the tournament, in the grand finals. That's how good it is.
I'll be completely honest with you. If Hero does that build, I think he's going to have a short weekend here.
Oh, wow. Okay, I thought we had something. All right, we see Taeja scouting on the other side of the map as well. He saw the Nexus, he sees the Stalker chasing him around. So far, of course, everything is standard. I'm curious to see, though, man, how Hero is going to transition. If it's going to be a robo follow-up, or if he's going to get 2 additional gates as safety. He has quite a bit of money. He's sending out 1 more probe. Wow, this is super economic.
Now, we've seen this from some players in the past. It always brings to my mind thoughts of the Korean Protoss player Rio
against Cass on Daybreak.
Who likes to throw down just, he just basically made 1 unit for the first 15 minutes of the game. This is kind of similar to how Hero's open. He's gone Stalker, Stalker, Sentry into triple Nexus.
And this is awesome, man, because Hero is banking on the fact that Taeja is indeed going for a quick triple orbital build. Otherwise, this can be very tough. If he would have to deal with a lot of 2-base pressure, he could potentially sacrifice his base. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would still set him back quite a bit. He is right now hoping that his opponent is going for very economic play as well. And hey, excellent read by Hero, because that's exactly what's going on.
And it's also exactly what we talked about previously. Hero knowing that his opponent likes to play these greedy styles. So he's going to try and sort of blindly counter it here, or maybe blindly play into it.
Already 38 probes for Hero as well. He's been Chrono boosting out quite a bit. He still only has a single gate ban. He walked in second. Okay, he's going up to 3 gates right now. Where's the other gate? I'm missing a gateway.
In the natural.
Oh, wow. I thought this was in a simulator. We see these
Stalker has spotted these Marines, Kev.
He has seen these Marines. These Marines have quite a bit of DPS, but most likely not enough to take out the Nexus. Taeja knows that, so instead he's going to try to run into the natural. Maybe he can sacrifice these Marines, but take out a couple of probes instead.
Oh, Marines are going to chase these Stalkers back and forth. This is enough of a Marine force to be a little bit scary.
Hero takes a lot of damage.
Stalker staying alive. Nice control by Hero, and the Sentry's popping the Guardian Shield. 1 Stalker does fall. Second Stalker's being microed very, very nicely. Oh! Staying alive. Liquid Hero cleans it up. Keeps that 3rd Nexus safe. Really loses minimal amounts of stuff there. Only a single Stalker and maybe a... What else did he do?
No, he just lost a single Stalker, but Taeja did get a great scout of them because, of course, those Marines went via the left bottom side of the map, so they saw this Nexus being wiped in. And also, we shouldn't forget, 2 of these Stalkers are extremely low on HP. These are basically half HP Stalkers. I think Taeja was quite okay with that. He took out a Stalker, he lost 7 Marines, but hey, those are just minerals, and if you open up triple orbital, minerals ain't a problem.
No, not at all. You're going to be able to drop a lot of mules. You're going to be able to mine so many of those important minerals. We see the starport being swapped out right now, so that medevac production is going to be kicking it up for Taeja here in just a moment.
I'm a little bit nervous for the first moment where Taeja is going to have combat shield, stim, and a couple of medevacs, and then he's going to move out. Hero has a really big surface area to defend. If you take a look at the, let's say, the top of the main base to all the way to the bottom over here, that's like almost impossible to split up your army properly. And he's playing so greedy as well. Great scan here by Taeja, and most importantly, when he sees both forges and he sees additional gates going down, because he already saw these gates, so he knows exactly what's up. And well, Hero is going to have to position his army so well, because this is going to be quite tough to deal with.
Taeja's actually on the move again, so I guess whatever he saw, making him feel confident enough to push out. Hero is going to meet him at this Zelnaga tower. Force field not managing to catch anything there. Taeja with a very, very nice reaction, pulling those Marines back. We'll lose a couple of Marines on the retreat.
That's very nice. Well, nice focus fire as well. You saw how he focused 1 Marine before the last one, because he knew that he was going to get both. Excellent focus fire there by Hero.
Both our players are now on 3 bases. No additional command centers yet for Taeja, nor any additional Nexi. But Hero is at least aware of this expansion in the top right-hand corner of the map, so he knows exactly what he's up against. He also has pylons in good positions around the map, so he can warp in and annoy his opponent that way.
Factory gets minus scout off, and of course directs a couple of units out of position as well. This is the moment where Taeja's army suddenly is so much stronger because he has him. First 2 medevacs are out on the field, 2 more are on the way. We can already see a few cannons being wiped in. Oh, lost a Stalker there, a little bit sloppy. We see 1 cannon somewhere being added. Templar Archives is on the field as well. Of course, Storm is not ready yet. Hero is just going to rely on a lot of Zealous Band. Charge is ready. He's not researching Blink yet. He is getting a couple of High Templars, maybe for feedback. And then in some ways, man, this is a little bit similar to Gritor's build, but it's different.
It's very similar to Gritor's build, Kevin. And in fact, Andre says if you can stabilize at this point in the game and make it up to Colossi, you've basically got it won. So Hero perhaps saw something in Andre's build that he likes.
And this is what I like so much about Hero, man. No matter how big of an army is heading towards his base, he's always still thinking aggressively, warping in Zealots right now. This is something he did so well on that map in Cloud Kingdom. We see a pretty big engagement by Chartles in the middle of the map.
Yes, it is, and it's going to push Taeja back. Taeja's actually just going to give up the center. He doesn't feel like he can challenge Hero right now, and for good reason. There's Templar, Zealots, Stalkers, and plenty of sentries, and Hero is in a great position already.
He has 18 charge slots on the field, and there are a lot of Marauders on the field. Marauders, of course, not that great. Upgrade-wise, it's 1-1 right now.
Harass in the top right-hand corner. Zealots being warped in, laying waste to this expansion. Command center might even fall. Taeja right now is having to really hustle to do something about it. That command center will be destroyed, as will this army. Taeja's in huge trouble right now.
Great feedbacks and great force fields as well by Hero. SCV's even being pulled to help out. A couple of these units are safe. He's going to pick up with the Medevacs solo in HP.
Medevacs are all going to be shot down, and losing so many units inside each of them. Hero will finally be forced to retreat, Kev. But not before dealing massive, massive amounts of damage to Taeja.
He dealt so much damage, and his 2-2 upgrades are on the way as well. And Taeja did not have to lose that orbital ban. That was a big mistake, an uncharacteristic mistake of Taeja, because that was mostly Zealots. Yes, of course, Hero could have warped in a couple of Stalkers once it was low on HP, but it never had to fall that low on HP.
Yeah, he could have lifted a long time ago. Losing the command center, losing 18 Harvesters. Hero has dealt a brutal blow to Taeja's economy. Taeja is going to try to push here.
Yeah, he's going to try to make something happen out of 2 bases. Storm is ready. I don't think there are 3 High Templars on the map. Oh god, it's going to be so hard. And still, Hero's warping in so many units. On this is actually a small problem, though. He has a massive army on the right top side of the map.
His army's out of position. I don't think he was expecting this. He had no real map control. No Templar down here at this 3rd base. So Taeja's going to try to strike back. Hero is coming all the way back across the map. Oh, he's going to lose a lot of warped in Templar. He did get a single feedback off, but doesn't even kill the Medevac.
Oh, Hero's pulling all the units back from the right top side of the map as well. What a great answer here by Taeja. Excellent decision making.
Fantastic. Taeja's going to kill these gates. I'm a little surprised he hasn't focused this Nexus already, but he is going to continue pushing forward. Hero is getting very close to where he can finally challenge this army. Probes being preserved. This Nexus may end up falling.
Hero's in trouble when the High Templars are so far behind, and he really needs to land a Storm or 2, otherwise he can't engage his army.
And Taeja's actually going to be content with sniping off that Nexus and then backing up. He might actually back right into a 4th Nexus.
He still has a massive army supply, man. He's up 30 supply. That's why Hero's waiting. He needs to land Storm. If he lands Storm, then he's able to take out this army. But without Storm, it's not going to happen.
And he doesn't even want to fight this army right now. Taeja, are you aware of this 4th Nexus? He does know that it's there. I guess he feels like with Hero's army so close, he can't really challenge it.
Doesn't want to overcommit. He did not. He's just now banned starting an additional command center, so Taeja still needs to make something happen over here. Oh, there's no goals. There are High Templars.
Here comes Taeja. Here comes Hero. First Storm is not a great one. Second Storm hits right on top of the bio, but Hero does not appear to have enough units right now. Taeja just crushing the entire army of Hero, and now this Nexus is completely exposed.
What a great fight by Taeja. What excellent decision making did he display now already. Just ignoring that army in the right top side, heading across. It's still not over yet. Hero still has way more probes. Well, he has 80 probes. It's actually like sort of bad. He only has 30 army supply right now. Lands
Storm there from the high ground. Hero's going to have to play the positional game if he wants to win this fight. Taeja's got so many units. Great Storms going down by Hero, landing all over the army of Taeja. One more Storm does land, but there's still a lot of Marine Marauder very low on health. Medevac's low on energy, and Taeja will have to retreat.
Reinforcements are arriving, though. Hero trying to hang in there. If this Nexus finishes up, it's still not all that bad, because man, we shouldn't forget 3-3 is about to finish up for Hero. That's at the 17-minute mark. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, incredible upgrades. He's going to have a substantial upgrade advantage for a long time as soon as 3-3 is done. Taeja still hasn't retaken a 3rd base, but he does have a 3rd command center.
Yep, it's pretty much ready right now. There are 1 or 2 Archons in the mix as well. Hero just waiting for a few more Zealots, and he's going to be able to deal with this as well. Losing a lot of probes.
A lot of probes falling here, but it's not that big a deal because Hero has so many. Archons do catch a Medevac or 2. As
a small hit squad
away
on the north side of the map, taking out pylons left right. I'm not sure if he saw. No, he didn't see the pylon behind the mineral line. Oh, and right in that moment, Hero already wiping in 2 double agents.
That's right. Behind enemy lines, these Zealots are going to go and see that there's still no expansion there. That should make Hero feel pretty good.
Oh, Taeja forgetting about these units. Nice force field by Hero. picking up most of these bio units.
That's a great catch indeed.
Hero did stabilize Ben. He was down like 50 army supply. Now he's only down 6 army supply. He has superior upgrades. He's still catching units left and right in the middle of the map. And he's back to 3 bases. What a great game.
Fantastic game. Hero continuing to push. Taeja now the one on the retreat, and he's got to hold this expansion. He's double expanded, Kevin. So he's going from 2 bases straight up to 4 bases. If Taeja can hold Hero's next push, he might be okay, but it's going to be a very difficult push to hold.
There is a Ghost Academy on the field, but there is not a single Ghost yet, and he could really use a couple of Ghosts, certainly because these Archons, man, they are not going to die against all these Marauders.
A couple of Zealots up at the top right-hand corner of the map as the brunt of Hero's army focuses on this central expansion. Oh, it's a lot of stem bio, no High Templar, no Colossi, no real strong area of effect damage-dealing units out on the map for Hero.
That's a small problem for Hero. If he wants to be aggressive right now, the High Templars are so much slower than the rest of his army that it's kind of hard to coordinate.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hero has effectively denied this top right expansion from Taeja. Taeja does have this middle base, but it's not a full expansion.
But it is still nice to drop a lot of Muse on there, and that's exactly what he does. He knew that well, actually he just floated over his main command center. That's something that we sometimes people should see like not do ever. And this is actually really early on in the game that Taeja is doing this. Yeah,
very smart, very forward thinking from Taeja, realizing that maybe he couldn't afford to build a bunch of command centers, but he could at least float the ones he had.
Now, one other big problem for Hero in this game, Ben, has been that he lost that robotic facility in the left bottom side of the map to that first counter from Taeja. So just now he's rebuilding the robot. Now for us, it's like quite easy to figure out what's going on. For Hero, that's a lot harder. Without observers, it is hard to keep track on that Terran army.
That's a great point, Kev. Not a single observer, no real vision of the map except for that granted by the Zelnaga Towers. Big fight happening. Oh, it's a massive storm!
My God.
2, 3 huge storms! And Hero crushes Taeja in the middle of the map and will push forward very aggressively. These Zealots are going to crush the bio. Archons in the back dealing massive damage. Taeja supply dipping below 100.
Great EMPs though on the Archons, and maybe these Marines will be able to take out these Zealots under the effective heal, but the reinforcements are arriving.
Have arrived. The Zealots surround Ghost being chopped to pieces with more units in the natural. Taeja's on the ropes.
Not a great storm on top of these medevacs. It's so low in HP. Army supply shows us 52 against 47, but where is that 47 army supply?
I have no idea. Spread out somewhere, I guess, cleaning up the units in the natural expansion. Taeja was forced to lift this expansion in the middle of the map. He has retaken the top right, but he just hasn't been able to mine there, and Hero is reinforcing just frantically. So many Zealots on the map. 61 army supply to 48. Upgrades are still phenomenal for our
High Templar guarding Zelnaga. Watch out, no whoa! Oh, that's the other High Templar. I was like, wow, that was late. He stormed after he was dead. That's how mad he was.
From the grave, man.
Yeah. That would be a cool ability.
He couldn't be an immortal, but he could at least
drop one more final storm.
Cast that storm with his dying breath, his death curse.
Taeja lost a lot of SCVs to that small little run by from Hero as well, but he's down all the way to 36 SCVs. Now he can still work with this, because of course he still has 3 orbitals on the map, but this is a really like a minimum amount that he can sort of at least do something with, hang in there a little bit longer. But Hero comfortably mining off 4 bases and getting ready to transition into Colossus. As we saw him warp in the robotics bay, now we see him researching thermal lands, and the first Colossus is on the way as well. And Taeja does not have the economy to make Ghost and Vikings.
That was a great snipe from the high ground by Taeja, but as you said, Kevin, the Colossus transition is just brutal. Taeja does catch a few of these harassing Zealots in the top half of the map, which means he'll at least be able to mine on this base, which is so incredibly important. But if he does not secure additional expansions, if he does not really come away from this with some great economic boon, what can he do? What are these guys doing?
They're slackers, man.
This is the Bitterdam Archons right here. We're just chilling.
We work really hard, guys.
We're lovers, not fighters.
You see Taeja once more heading out.
Right now, Rhett's like, casters.
Hero with a pretty big hit squad on the top side of the map. Lots of charge, lost couple of Archons. Oh, more SCVs will fall for Taeja, Ben.
Oh, and these are losses that he cannot afford to take. This is the brunt of his economy. Every single SCV is on the run. This Templar could storm, but he's going to let him go for now. Zealots fighting Cloaked Ghost down here just outside the natural expansion of Taeja. That does at least repel Hero for now.
Hero has a War Prism as well, Ben. It's over here. Did not pick up these 2 High Templars. Might still do it. But Hero, there are no SCVs to storm. You killed them all.
He's just going to warp in a ton of units in the main base, upsetting the infrastructure of Taeja. And it's going to be very, very hard for Taeja to spread out his army in a way to actually defend this.
And the orbital burned down on the right top
knows
side.
It. Taps out. GG. Great game 1 from Hero.
Excellent game won by Hero, Ben. And also, still, I think an excellent game by Taeja. A couple of minor mistakes, perhaps, like letting that orbital die too, or at least taking so much damage from these zealots. That was too much. And also, those 2 or 3 storms in the middle of the map. That shouldn't have happened. Certainly not once more, because Hero didn't have a robo. So he didn't really have vision. You saw him walk up that ramp, and he's like, oh, that's a big Terran army. But then Taeja just walked down, and Hero's like, maybe Storm? And Storm was an excellent idea, man. That
was a beautiful first game by Hero. He's won 5 times in a row against his teammate Taeja. That last game brought to you guys by Kingston HyperX. Their full line of memory and solid-state drives available at kingston.com.
Well, we took another look at those beautiful game-deciding, perhaps, storms by Hero.
Fantastic storms by Hero. Guys, we're going to take a very short break. Game number 2 when we get back.